is yours truly, back at it again for another episode of Black and Unlimited. And I'm your host, as you all know, Darius. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about double consciousness in corporate America or in a business environment. And you may ask yourself, what is double consciousness? Or is it important, I should say? Well, double consciousness is an internal conflict experienced by oneself or minorities that who are really torn about who they really are and who they really want to be. And you might ask yourself, how can that be translatable into corporate America or in a business environment? Or can it be overlooked? And I'm here to tell you that it's pretty much, it really is overlooked, because double consciousness is really about going back and forth with yourself about who you really are, who you really want to be in a setting where you might not feel comfortable of showing who you really are. And you could be African American, which is myself, women, Asian, Hispanic, any minorities or any oppressed minorities that feel like they can't be who they really are, and in a setting where they might not be as comfortable. All right. So one thing I want to talk about is what double consciousness can ask yourself. And I think in my point of view, in my opinion, double consciousness can ask yourself, who do you really want to be around people? Are you comfortable with being yourself around people? Do you want to be more comfortable when you're around people? And I'm always asking myself is that you shouldn't have to apologize, or telling myself you shouldn't have to apologize about how you talk, how you walk, how you dress in corporate America. Yes, corporate America has its own rules and regulations, but you shouldn't have to change who you are to fit into a business environment or corporate America. And that's one of the things that this episode is about, is comfortability, being comfortable in your skin, how you talk, how you walk, how you dress, how you communicate in any industry, corporate America, or sports, medical, music, entertainment, in any career field. Double consciousness exists, and it's a fact of life. That's one of the things I've learned so far, is that growing up, is that you might feel torn about who you are, but you should come to a point in your life where you shouldn't care how you communicate, dress, and walk, etc. As I stated earlier. So another thing I want to speak on is that how can double consciousness determine who you really are? That's a good question, because I probably asked this question myself plenty of times. How can it determine who you really are? It really asks yourself who you aspire to be, and how can you get there. That's a better way of putting it. And the way I've answered it to myself is that I'm done apologizing for it, who I really am. It's about being unapologetic. If you get to a point where you're comfortable of not apologizing to who you really are and how you act or talk or walk or dress, and in corporate America, you at a different level of happiness and comfortability than you might not have thought that you could reach. And over the years and over my young career, I've really got to that point where you can't change that, and I'm comfortable of saying that I don't want to change that. I don't want to change who I am. I'm comfortable with being African American. I love being African American. Like I always say, being black is an honor because my culture and myself have came from greatness. And my slogan is honor black. And that's very important to me, honor black, because people who came before me in any industry, corporate America, sports, went through certain trials and tribulations that I've been through so far and probably will go through, that they overcame and fought through. So I feel like my history was truly about double consciousness, about how someone can overcome double consciousness and pushing through it. And there are many benefits and negativities about double consciousness, but I feel like the benefits outweigh the cons of it, because you reach a certain level of seeing the potential of what you can be, of being your true self. I truly believe that. I could probably speak for others that they could say the same thing about double consciousness. I feel like this is a very important topic for any minority that goes into a setting where they feel like they might not be as comfortable speaking out, talking up, communicating, being their true self. It's an important topic in my opinion. So that's one of the things I want to talk about, or talking points I want to talk about. Another thing I want to talk about is the path of experiencing double consciousness. Yeah, I feel like there is a certain path where you feel like you will experience it, because if you are constantly in a comfortable environment, you won't second guess yourself or feel uncomfortable. And the best way to feel or go through double consciousness is being in a uncomfortable environment. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And if you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, 9 times out of 10, you will experience double consciousness, because it's a mindset thing. If you are in an uncomfortable environment, you would really feel like, can I really speak out on these certain topics? Can I say something, or is it okay if I talk on this subject? Is it okay if I dress like this, or communicate like this, or walk like this? Or it comes down to getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's what corporate America has really taught me, in some sense, that I really have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and getting comfortable with experiencing double consciousness, and really second guessing who I want to be in a business setting, and how I interact in a business setting. And I've gotten more comfortable with being me in those settings. And I feel like people embrace you more if you really embrace your true self, embrace being you. So this is a episode I really wanted to do and talk about, because I feel like it is a very important topic in today's generation, past generations, and I also feel like it might be important in future generations. So I want to really have my platform and voice to speak on my opinions and talking points on that particular subject, which is today's theme, double consciousness. With that being said, man, double consciousness is very important. And yeah, I mean, that's it for today's episode. You know, like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my Instagrams, business and personal ones. And yeah, keep on following the story. Keep on following the journey. More episodes, like I say, are coming soon. You know, this is my platform, Black Unlimited. Like I said, I'm not gonna apologize for being black. I love being black. This is my platform. This is my story. Everything begins with a story, and this is my story. So I'm gonna embrace my story. So yeah, man, follow the journey. Stay mellow, and yeah, see you all in the next episode. Boom, stay tuned.